Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me again, Insane Gorilla. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a new Bell What If. So, yeah. This one will be sort of replacing the Bell was a hybrid one, because it appears you guys do not like that one as much anymore. Mainly because every time I seem to upload it, you guys are not very sure on it. It doesn't do well like in my first videos I do of this. I'm trying to constantly keep them good for you. But I may not be doing as well as I thought. So 100% I do apologise. I'll try and fix that. But hey, you're not here for that, so let's get on with the story, shall we? Where we first start this story is in a city called West March on the opposite side of the world, aka to the south over the ocean. And it's called the Kingdom of West March, with a bunch of other kingdoms nearby. As this kingdom has two people having an argument. One saying she wants to be a peacekeeper, and the other a warden. As their parents come to split them up. The parents do get on decently well, not 100% well, but decently enough. As they would both speak to their children, as they would ask them why do they constantly fight all the time. As they would say, well, oh, the one called that calls herself Mercy would say, well, I want to be a peacekeeper because I want to fight in the army. And the other would say, I want to be a warden because, hey, army life is fun, but you need people to constantly watch out for insurrection in the ranks. And, well, they both have different ideals and, well, different motives. One wants to go to make peace with their enemies, and one wants to go in there to make sure there's no corruption in the ranks. And if there's a war, be the best swordsman there ever lived. And they both kind of hate each other for it. As parents would drag them off in different directions. After a few years, because they were 5, so I'm going to say they're 15, they managed to join the army, because the West March military service starts at 15. As they begin their training, as one of the wardens gets called Jackson, as he would walk over, as he would get get shown a girl. He would say, this is one of the peacekeepers, Mercy, but everybody calls her Reaper, because she doesn't act like a peacekeeper at all. As Jackson would just say, right. Do you want me to end her life, or do you want me to teach her how to be a bit more of a human being? As this guy would just say, teach her, please, how to be a human being and not a war machine. Not a war machine? Because Jackson is actually quite skilled. Even for a 15-year-old, he is extremely skilled. As Jackson would just say, seriously, Mercy, you need to understand. If you want to become a goddamn peacekeeper, you're meant to keep the peace, not kill everybody. And she says, what? They asked for it. As he would say, yeah, they asked for help, not to be killed. You just went around just killing them for no reason, didn't you? And she would shake her head, saying, no, I was doing my duty. As he would say, yeah, murder. Murder ain't a duty. As a few years pass, as they are now 18, with those two starting to have a bit more of a relationship. Although they keep each other as friends, people start noticing that they would spend a lot more time together. After a few more years, where they're 20 now, they are full on in a relationship. As they would spar together all the time until a war turned up. As they both went to deal with it. Eventually, Westmarch's kingdom is victorious, but their king is dead. After an assassination went off, which promoted his young son into a king, which nobody was really okay about. So going on 2 more years after his reign started, as they would continue sparring, and all the nobles actually rolling over the new king, pushing him around. As a guard would actually go into the training yards and start sparring with a few others. As somebody would walk into his sparring area saying, "Here, how about you take on someone else?" As you turn around, say a peacekeeper. "Oh well, I don't like hurting women, but oh well. If you say you want to have a sparring match with me, I won't deny you a quick sparring match." As they would clash, as he would say, "Honestly, to ask you the truth here, while we're fighting, do you think our new king is actually wise?" As Mercy would just say, well, as this peacekeeper would say, no. He is weak, brash, easily tempered, or easily angered. As this royal knight, or royal guard would just say, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who sees that. As this peacekeeper would just ask, "Why do you ask such a question?" As he would say, "The royals are walking all over him. He is so unwilled. He does not have a will of his own. The royals all roll over him like it's nothing. Like he's just an insignificant little bug. For all intents and purposes, he is an insignificant bug. It won't be long until a war happens between our kingdoms again. And guess which kingdom everybody will be looking at first to take?" As she would just say, "Us." As he would just say, "Yeah, us." For all intents and purposes, I don't want to be following a king who will be so easily pushed over. You, peacekeeper?" And she would just say, "I agree, but you're talking about a coup d'etat." As she would say, "My boyfriend could have something to say about that, even though I am called Reaper." With him being shocked, as he would see a warden walk up and into the ring, as he would just say, "Lord Warden?" As Jackson has reached the rank of Lord Warden. As he would just say, Mercy, you need to stop. You are completely exhausted. You only just got back from our last fight. As she would just say, gotta keep my skills up. Gotta get my stamina up and all. Just like you, my love. As he would just say, yes, but I don't take it out on people. That right was hard enough as it is. As she would just say, I know. If it wasn't for our useless king, this wouldn't have happened to begin with. As he would just say, I know what you mean. I know. But we can't just overthrow a king like this. A coup d'etat will have to be the last resort. I should say, what about it being the first resort? A coup d'etat will often get people to realize something. As he would just say, not always. A lot of other people will not see it like that either. As this warden would spar with the royal knight as well, saying if you think a coup d'etat is also a good idea, think about the lives at stake. A lot of the knights are still loyal to him. So you have to understand, a coup d'etat must always be the last resort. He has got loyalists within our own order. Well, within my own order too. So think about it beforehand. I only have a good 50% on my side, and he has 50% on his side as well. So think about it. As this guy would say, I understand, Lord Warden. You always do look for corruption. Indeed, and I have seen his corruption. But I cannot do anything because he is my king. Well, he is the king of this land. I cannot do anything. And don't think that you can do something about it, young man, because you cannot. You must not do anything too rash. As somebody would shout, Captain, you're needed back at the capital. He's at it again. As this royal guard would say, oh, for God's sake, really? This king is so weak and pathetic. He can't even do anything without losing his temper. As Jackson would just say, easy now. How many people do agree with you in your own ranks, Captain? A lot of people. 80%. That's good. That's really good. But you must also realize that 80% might also quickly turn on you. As well, he walks away with Mercy. As Mercy would say, my ass still hurts from last night. And that's actually where I'm ending off here, just for a minute, guys. Peace. Okay, I am back, and sorry about that, guys, for the long wait. Even though it won't be that long for you. Anyway, where we last left off, Jackson and, well, Mercy just sparred with the royal guard as he walks off to go back to the king. Anyway, after a few years of waiting, I said they were 18, now they're 21, 22 even. Well, Mercy's 22, Jax is 21. With them eventually having a coup d'etat. And, well, all the loyalists that were loyal to the people rallied behind Mercy and the warden, including the royal knights. Some of the wardens stuck beside the king, but he then said, "You're all traitors, including you, wardens," as they banish him. As Mercy would say, "Now we just need a new king and queen." As the warden would just say, "I know. They better not look towards us, because we ain't good enough to be king and queen." As, well, they would move on with their days, sorting out the power vacuum, all the royals from different kingdoms saying, "We will take your land for our own, we'll treat you all with respect." As they all start bickering in the main hall. Mercy and Jax would be used as the mitigators, as the, protectors of the city, of the kingdom. As well, eventually the royals asked them to be more than just guards, to become the king and queen of the kingdom. This takes over a year. With Mercy and Jackson just asking why. As they say, well, a lot of people have sort of been saying that you're the king and queen, so you don't have much of a choice. So, over 2 months later, they get, pronounced as the king and queen. They do everything they can in their power, even though they're not really used to it. So it takes even longer. Roughly around about another 3 years, so they're 25 now. As Mercy one day tells the warden that she's expecting their first child. With everybody being happy and saying, "All hail the new prince of the land." As well. Nearly a whole year later, Mercy gives birth to a baby boy. But unfortunately, 2 days after she got rest, the city came under attack by their former king, as he marches upon it with a huge army of roughly around about 20,000. And there was roughly around about 19,000. So they're still outnumbered, just not by a lot. As the royal knights, royal guards, and the royal wardens, along with royal peacekeepers, all attack the army of their former king, as one of the royal wardens would run into, Lord Wardens and Lady Mercy. Well, Lady Peacekeepers. And Lady Peacekeeper. Or Lordess Peacekeeper. As he would say, it's Garrel, a former king. As, Jax just says, "Take our son, get him out of here." As Mercy would write a letter saying something or other, I'll tell you all in a minute when we get to that part. As she takes off her mask and kisses her son on the forehead, and passes him a few things. saying, "You won't understand why. But don't worry, my son. Even if this is the end, my soul will search for you. So please, take good care of yourself." As she would walk up to the door as the warden would walk in, also passing him a few things, saying, "These trinkets will help you find your way, but it will also tell you of your past and who your parents were. So become something we both know you can be. You will have our fighter's spirit within you, and our souls will come to you if we are to die. Good luck, my son." Guards, as well, 2 wardens plus 2 royal guards, along with 2 peacekeepers would walk in as well. As they would say, don't worry, my king. We'll get your son out of here. There's a strong river nearby. That river will carry him all the way to another village. Let's just pray Garrel hasn't destroyed them." As the wardens would walk out, well, Mercy and Jax would walk out, saying, giving off a battle cry, saying, "For the land and for the people." As they would, well, begin battling Garrel. And Garrel, the image you saw of Garrel, yes, he is from The Witcher. But please understand, that's the way I actually wanted him to look like. Or what I wanted Garrel to look like as well. Anyway, so yes. Well, the wardens, the royal knights, well, the royal guards, and the 2 peacekeepers run towards this river. As one of the wardens pulls out something for their crib, as he takes off his helmet. As the boy in the basket starts opening his eyes, as he just says, "My prince, I know you can't understand what I'm saying right now, but live, survive, and avenge us if necessary. Please." As he give a little bit of a bow, along with all the others, as they put him in the water and push him down the river, with the river's current then taking him the rest of the way. That's all they could. All 6 of them just stand there, watching the basket holding their prince float down the river. As one of the peacekeepers would say, "Good luck, our prince. May the gods watch over you. Now, my sisters and brothers, we must hold this position. We must not let our enemy follow this trail." As well, one of the royal knights would speak up, saying, "I agree with you. We hold position." As they all draw their swords. As well, a few enemy soldiers run through, trying to find where their prince was, with them all cutting them down. As well, one mercy and one warden and a knight would die during that fight. As this next guy would just say, "Damn you all. You'll pay for our brothers and sisters' lives." As Garrel would walk up to them, saying, "Where is the brat? Where is the usurper's son?" I know they have a child, and I wish to kill it for usurping me as well. As the guards would just say, we'll never tell you, scum. You betrayed us with your weakness. You deserved to be banished. As well, they will start fighting Garrel. As Garrel brings out two swords and, well, kills the warden and the peacekeeper. As he would stab this royal guard, as he would say, your fate will be even worse. The waterways. You must have pushed the child down the waterways. Very clever. But not clever enough, because I know where that river leads to. Mark of death. As two individuals will walk up in black armor with red painting around their eyes. As royal guard would recognize them. As he would just shout, no! What have you done to them? As Garrel would just say, shut up and listen. Marks of death. Go and kill the boy. Do not return until you've killed him. As he would say words of power. As two voices could be heard, of male and female. As they said, just simply say, you'll pay for this. He will return, and he will kill you, even if we must get in his way. As the woman would shout, no, I will not go. I will not strike him down. As this other guy would also say the same thing, but slightly different. As Garrel would then say an even stronger word of power, which then forces them to go. As they would both shout, no, we can't do this. You can't make us. As their voices get, lower and lower. After a day of tracking, they finally find where the basket is. As they find it, saying, come on, fight this control. As they pull their weapons out. But as soon as they do that, someone grabs the basket and saying, are you two insane trying to kill an infant? As they would say, please, take him. Run! We're not of our own mind. Please, run! Protect him! Do whatever you can to protect him. We can't control ourselves. As she would say, are you under a spell or something? As they would say, yes, under a binding spell. We are completely bound to a former lord that was banished. Our king and queen banished him, and because of his weakness, we couldn't hold him off anymore. So please, run with the king and queen's only child. Please, ma'am. We can't hold off for long. And she'd just say, right. Just try and stand still. And she would run off. One of them would whisper, saying, thank you for protecting our son. As she would continue running, thinking that she could have just heard somebody thank her for protecting their child. But she brushes that aside. As she runs along, she hears clattering and banging within. As she, looks down, she notices that there are a bunch of things with him, including a note, which she can read now, saying, "To our son, if you are reading this, we love you always. Our little prince, Mum, Dad, and Delta." I know I haven't spelled Delta right. Don't get on my ass about that one. And she would just say, "So you're a prince. Delta. Must be your brother. Or your dog. Oh well, I'll read the rest of this letter when I get home. Come on, little man, let's go. The only place that will be right for you is Orario, which I'll be going there in a few days." And she would, reach her home, a small village in, Westmarch. As, I know this is the image of Orario, I couldn't find a village portrait, so hey. Pretend the tower isn't there and the walls aren't there either. Along with this Colosseum, it's just a small town with 26 buildings. As she would run in, holding the infant, hiding the letter, and including hiding all the equipment. As well. Sorry guys if you heard that. That's me sort of adjusting my headset. And she would just get questions saying, "Miss Mia, but why are you holding a basket?" As they would start hearing crying coming from it. As they say, "Wait, you kidnapped an infant?" As she would say, "No, you fools, I didn't kidnap him, I found him. He was in the river. 2 people were about to kill him." As well, she would feel something tugging on her, and she would look down to see a dog. Well, a wolf, to be precise. As this wolf would then start growling, then jump up her. As if they would be saying, "What the hell? Where did this wolf come from?" As somebody grabs a pitchfork and tries to stab it, as this wolf would just jump on top of the pitchfork and push it down into the ground, right next to Mamma Mia's leg. As this wolf would growl, but steadily grow in size. As everybody would sort of start freaking out, saying, "Oh my god, it's a giant wolf." Like the legends. Little does anybody realise that this wolf is actually Fenrir. Yes, I am bringing Fenrir into this, as Norse mythology. As well, this wolf would look at Mamma Mia, then look down at the infant. As the wolf would sniff, the infant then grab the infant gently, then pull it away from Mamma Mia and lie down, with the infant in between its paws, as it puts its head gently beside it. As a few months pass, with the wolf eventually allowing Mamma Mia near him. As Delta, as the letter says, even though it's actually Fenrir, actually go to Orario as Mamma Mia starts her little cafe / bar. As she, sets everything up, she hears a little tapping of feet as she looks towards, the boy. And she says, "Seriously, Belle? You're starting to walk? Wow, you're a strong baby." It's only been a little while since we've been here and you're already walking. That's really interesting. And just to let you know, Belle is a bit like brain smart in this, even though I'm not actually brain smart, so hey. He would actually start trying to walk a lot earlier on. She would sort of smile as she'd pick him up, as he would sort of giggle with her smiling, saying, "Come on, you little tyke, you're meant to be trying to get some sleep, not bouncing around like a kangaroo." And she would lie him down after a few hours of him then going to sleep. And she would just smile and saying, "To think that I really do believe that you're actually like my own child." How interesting. As well, she would actually cover him as somebody would look in through the window, without her knowing or noticing. As she would walk away, as this guy would open the window and walk in, as he would go on one knee and saying in a very low voice, saying, "I finally found you, my prince. Don't worry. I will always be around to save you, whenever necessary." As he quickly leave, as he hears footsteps, with Mamma Mia entering in again, saying, "I thought I heard somebody." Oh well. Anyway, 13 years later, as well, Mamma Mia actually has a conversation with a girl, or with a woman with long black hair, blue ribbon, and a white dress, as we know as Hestia. As she sort of has a discussion with her, as they eventually hear, footsteps coming downstairs. As Mamma Mia would say, "Belle, be careful. You know those stairs don't need to be constantly need to be hammered down." As Belle would just say, "Sorry, Mum." As he would say, "I'm going to go shopping and go and get some more stuff for you, if that's okay with you." As Mamma Mia would just say, "Ah, it's fine. Me and Hestia here were just having a little conversation. She can go with you." As Belle would just say, "No offense to Hestia, I prefer to go alone, because having a god follow you around makes people think that you're in their familiar, and I don't want that to happen. So, see ya." As Mamma Mia would say, shout, "Belle, get back here." As a few more days go past, with the Loki familiar turning up, as Bet would get slightly drunk, because it would be his first time, as Mamma Mia would shout for Belle to come down and sort this out, because she can't leave the bar. With Loki just saying, "Who's Belle?" As they'd hear some tapping, as Belle would walk down, saying, "Oh, I see the problem. I'll get rid of him. Would you like me to bring him some of his teeth?" As Mamma Mia would say, "Yeah, please." As he would walk past, seeing a girl roughly around about his age, as she would look at him, as Finrir would walk up as well, but Belle calls her Delta. Yes, it is a her. Well, it is a she. As Belle would get bet out with this blonde-haired girl sort of looking at him, then slightly blushing as well, with Finrir sort of barking and sort of annoying Bet, as well, Loki would speak up, saying, "Mamma Mia, where did you get a strong lad like that?" Normally would say he's my son, Loki. As everybody would sort of say, he's your son? As as Mummy would say, yes. Got a problem with that? Now shut up and drink. Or eat. With the two Amazon girls looking over to their female companion, as Tion would say, ooh, looks like someone's been looking at too many boys. This one seems to have taken her interest. As Mummy would say, hands off my son. He's not ready for girls just yet. So don't think about it, missy. As Loki would just say, quit whinging. Come on now, quit whinging. Eyes over there is not even in my familiar yet. She just helps us out with a few things. I pay her and yeah. She said she'll most probably join my familiar when she's 16. Yes, well, they all have that discussion with Belle walking in later, then having to drop kick Bet back out the door. A few more months, well, another year later, Belle's now 14. With Belle receiving a letter saying, oh, something is at the guild hall that is specifically addressed to you. So can you come down and collect it, please? With Belle actually going. Bumping into Tion and Tiana, who are actually his best friends in this. After getting to know him. As he goes down, he talks to Tion and Tiana. As they see a guy with a green cape and some armor with a sword and shield. As he would walk past, as he would just begin whispering to himself, saying, where is the West March Prince? I need to find him. Perhaps I should go back to that woman's place to see if she's seen him. I know she's looking after him, so he might still be with her. If they're not there, then they must have moved. Don't worry, my prince. As the Lord Warden once said to me when I was under his wing, sacrifice can sometimes be the best thing you could do. And with his sacrifice, gave me the chance to get away. He told me to come and find you, so I have. So I've come to come and find you, collect you, train you, and hopefully I can get that man off the throne again and put you at its head. But first, all I need to do is find you. I'll start at this, bar place. Then I will work my way to the main center. Just hold on, my prince. I am here to train you, like a hammer to a nail. Yes, this guy would continue walking around Arario until he reaches the hostess of fertility. But that is actually where I'm ending it, guys. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. I know this may sound a bit weird, but go and watch diomeadies Rouge. I actually had to redo this one because he actually beat me to it. So go and watch his one. He does it a lot better than I do. So, yeah, peace.